Hello and welcome to Gartenseile. In the past, we've given you some care tips for the butterfly bush. And the comments always get heated when some of you point out the dangers of the butterfly bush. That's why in this video we're exploring how harmful the butterfly bush actually is and what you can do to protect the environment. We hope you enjoy watching. Who would have thought there are so many opinions about one plant? Some people write that the butterfly bush is an invasive neophyte. There's even talk of a deceiver, a cheeky lilac. Others, on the other hand, say that the butterfly bush is not invasive in their own garden. But what is the truth then? We set out to find the right answers. Is the butterfly bush a neophyte? Neophytes are plants that did not originally come from our region but were later introduced, either intentionally or unintentionally. Brought in, the reference point is the year 1492. We explained the topic of neophytes in a bit more detail in another video. You'll find it below in the video description. The butterfly bush comes from China and Tibet and was likely brought here as an ornamental plant. The butterfly bush was first produced in 1928, discovered in the wild, on a gravel bank by the Rhine. So the butterfly bush is classified as a neophyte. Is the butterfly bush invasive? A plant is considered invasive when it spreads uncontrollably. The butterfly bush belongs to the figwort family and is not related to the common lilac. It grows as a shrub or a semi-shrub, rarely as a tree, and loves sunny locations on poor, dry soils. That's why you often see the butterfly bush in dry locations like railway embankments and industrial wastelands. The butterfly bush spreads both through generative and vegetative reproduction. A single shrub produces about 3 million seeds, which are small and light, allowing them to spread through the wind as well as by water and vehicles. The seeds can remain viable in the soil for up to 40 years. Additionally, the butterfly bush reproduces through underground buds. This is how new shoots can emerge from stem and root pieces. Thus, the butterfly bush spreads rapidly, displacing native plants, and is therefore considered invasive. Why isn't the butterfly bush spreading in my garden? The butterfly bush particularly thrives in sunny locations with poor soils. The germination of the seeds occurs in well-lit locations. If the garden doesn't provide the ideal space for germination, the butterfly bush won't spread as much there either. However, new shoots can occasionally be seen around the shrub. How dangerous is the butterfly bush for our environment? The butterfly bush spreads rapidly and displaces other plants. That reduces biodiversity. The butterfly bush can live up to 37 years and grows rapidly. Moreover, there are no pests or diseases that hinder its spread. However, biodiversity is essential for the survival of insects like butterflies and bees. The butterfly bush does provide nectar, but it rarely offers food for the caterpillars of the butterfly bush. It doesn't help the butterfly bush if there's a huge area of flowers available for adult insects, but no place to lay eggs. For laying eggs, is the butterfly bush harmful to butterflies and other insects? There are quite a few claims floating around on the internet that the butterfly bush is harmful to butterflies. It's said to attract insects, but it hardly provides any food. Some claim that it contains caffeine, which makes the insects restless at first and then exhausted. It lets them sit. The butterfly bush has many flowers that are close together. Each individual flower contains only a little nectar, but the insects don't have to move far to find the next flower. The caffeine is said to be contained in the flowers. However, this has not been scientifically proven. So, is the butterfly bush useful for butterflies? Around the flowers of the butterfly bush, you often see many butterflies, which delights the heart of any gardener. However, these are mainly generalists like the common buckeye, the red admiral, or the hummingbird hawkmoth. These butterfly species are quite undemanding and find their food in the flowers of various plants. Most butterfly species, however, are generalists and prefer certain native plants. The butterfly bush has no benefit for them. How do I get rid of the butterfly bush from my garden? The butterfly bush can cause problems, especially when it spreads in the wild. If you decide to remove this from your garden, you'll need to have a lot of patience. First, a clear cut is necessary for larger plants. Then, these will be removed along with the roots. All young plants will also be pulled out with as many roots as possible. In the coming years, you should keep an eye out and keep pulling out the young plants. How can I also protect the environment with butterfly bush? We understand if you want to keep your buddleia. After all, it is a beautiful eye catcher. To still prevent spreading, you should cut back the flower heads shortly after they have faded. This way, you prevent the seeds from developing and spreading. What alternatives are there to the butterfly bush? Supposedly, there is a sterile butterfly bush that doesn't produce seeds. However, in our research, we couldn't find such a variety. If you know of a sterile butterfly bush, feel free to let us know in the comments. Native alternatives that bloom around the same time as the butterfly bush are the red willow herb, true valerian or common water mint. These plants not only provide nectar for the butterfly bush but are also used by caterpillars as a food source. In general, we recommend planting your garden with various native plants. This way, you'll be able to discover many different insects. What is your opinion on the buddleia? Should it remain in gardens or should it be removed? Feel free to write it down for us in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this little video. If so, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. If you're more of a fan of the written word and are interested in gardening, feel free to check out our gardening magazine at www.gartenzeil.de. Until next time.